beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons. I don't know how many times I've said Mystic Messenger before, but I feel like I've said it probably a handful of times. Anyway, we are here to see, well, not to see, but to hang out with Shou and Shinji. And here comes along Tatsuya. Why are you guys here? Tatsuya, what have I told you about shouting about backroom business in the front? And these are your friends. You should treat them with kindness. Yes, mother. Now, why didn't you tell me there was a girl you were interested in? She seems lovely and well-spoken. Why would you hide her? Mother, what are you... why do you... Tatsuya splutters without really getting anything out for another moment or so before going to the last table behind us. He bends over and starts shaking whoever's in it, clearly trying to avoid the subject. What the heck? I get that he's probably not the best at customer service, but still. Taku, get up! For the last time, you can't sleep in here. If you want to sleep, find some internet cafe or hotel. Or, you know, your bed. Tatsuya, are you ignoring me? No. I just saw Takumi over here, and it looks bad for the business to have someone sleeping here, and... I hear a big yawn and see arms stretching upward on the other side of the table. Tatsuya looks immensely relieved. Takumi practically leaps up and gives us all a bright smile. Hi, Miss Yukimura. Hey, Michiko. Oh, and hey, Tatsu and everyone else. You're here early. Don't hey me. You know I told you not to sleep in the... I told you to stop sleeping in the cafe. It makes us look bad. Sorry, I even had a coffee this time and I couldn't stay awake. That's okay, Takumi. I understand you've got a lot going on right now. And I'd rather you fall asleep here than not come at all. Well, I'm going to get back to work then. Who knows what time Ryoko's going to get in. You should just fire her already, mother. Tatsuya, backroom business stays in the back room. And besides that, I will not. She already texted me saying she was running late because her apartment flooded this morning. She should be coming in soon. Oh, why don't you guys come with us then? We're showing Michiko around Chawa. Well, that sounds fun. Tatsuya and Takumi, you both go along now. Young attractive men like you shouldn't be hanging around places like this on a Saturday morning. Go and find a girlfriend. Aw. Despite her delicate frame, Tazaki easily pushes the two men toward our table. She then inclines her head ever so slightly and looks at me. It's been wonderful meeting you, Michiko. Take care of my boys, alright? I hope all of you will have a nice day then. But, mother, Tazaki turns swiftly on her heel and practically floats away, not looking back once. Alright! Shou hops up out of his seat and throws his arms around Tatsuya and Takumi's necks. I don't think we've ever all been out together before. This is going to be so much fun. Define fun. Sounds awesome, let's go! After we left Blue Sky, we headed out to explore Chawa. I wasn't sure what to expect of spending an entire day with a group of guys in a supernatural district, but it sure wasn't manga shops, arcades, food, and shopping. I was surprised by how normal and yet not normal the Chawa district was, with its eye doctors and florists, doctors that of course used magic, and florists that had bizarre carnivorous plants. I didn't know what to think. But the most interesting part of the day, by far, was when Shou had taken me to Mizushima Crystals and tried to buy me what was called a gear crystal. Of course I'd refused, but he insisted on helping me pick one out. We all discuss it as we move along the sidewalk to our next destination. So, I can really transform into magical clothes with this crystal? Can I please get a magical girl outfit? Shou laughs, though I had no idea what I said that was funny, to be honest. Well, yeah, sort of. If you're thinking of magical girl shows, then no, it's not quite as fancy as that. Can I still have the outfit? No, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? Plus, in Bishoujo shows, they always show their sexy silhouettes. And... Taku, please. He's blushing cute. So cute. Molly, don't worry. Gear crystals give a lot more privacy than that. Still, I want magical girl outfit. PG-13 one, I guess. Yeah, it's just a flash of light and then you're all decked out. Plus you get the added benefits of whatever your gear adds to your powers. I've never really had a use for mine, but Every supernatural should have something. You never know when you'll have to use your powers. Shou had gotten his first gear crystal since he became an adult too. He seemed so ecstatic to be able to buy our first adult ones together, and I figured it was some kind of rite of passage. So gear crystals can actually help you be more powerful. I swallowed my doubt down. The last thing I need is to be more powerful. I had picked out the look on the digital catalog, but Shou had insisted on picking the customizations, so I didn't know what came with mine. The purchase was incredibly pricey too, since Shou had insisted on getting the best designer crystals for both of us. Good thing I had my Shinamura corporate credit card with me. Hopefully Dad doesn't notice this charge. Well, Dad's gonna notice the charge if it's expensive. They can do many different things. I feel like we both just like bought wedding rings together or something. A skilled enchanter can tell you what they do just by looking at a piece. Don't worry, I saw Shou pick out your augments, and they're all geared toward what you need right now. They'll give you a big boost in focus in order to summon your power, and boost in control to manage it once you've summoned it. I picked the strongest ones, so you shouldn't need to worry about losing control anymore. And after you have control down on your own, you can get a new crystal with augmentations that'll work best with your developed powers. That's great! So when you feel like you're losing control again, you just need to use your gear crystal and that should help. Really? Does that mean it's all over now? I don't have to be scared anymore? It seems too good to be true, but the confident look on the guys' faces tell me they believe it too. Thanks, guys. Especially you, Shou. Oh, it was no problem at all. I'm just doing my job. Oh, he's so cute, blushing. I just wish you'd have let me buy it, or I would have made a cheaper one. Don't worry, I'm not hurting for money. My dad's loaded. Shou looks so despondent though, and I try to cheer him up. But maybe next time, and you can help me choose my augments then too. Alright, I'm holding you to that. Hey, why don't you try out your gear crystal? Maybe see how your magic works now. Hey, yeah, that's a great idea. Try it. Right here? We're surrounded by passerby on the street. Granted, a lot of them are dressed strangely. It seems weird to change clothes out here on the street. Is that, normal to do? People don't usually do it out public unless it's an emergency, but I don't think anyone's going to care too much. Besides, I'm interested to see if your control has improved too. Well, okay, here goes. We step out of the way of passers-by into a covered patio area. Reaching into the fancy bag, I take out the jewelry box. I put the crystal necklace around my neck and hold the pendant. Let's see what I look like! Just focus your energy into the necklace. Oh, we're wearing the outfit we had with Shinji, right? Wow, I can't believe it actually worked. It's entirely or wait, is that with Shinji or was it with Shinji and Tetsuya? I don't remember. It's entirely disorienting, but we have seen it before. Disorienting to suddenly be clad in different clothing and a little embarrassed to be dressed like this. But I already feel different. How's it feel? Good. I feel calm. It's strange. I feel more powerful too. That's probably just a psychological effect of wearing armor. I know I feel more badass in my gear. You do look super cool in it though. Or it might be because you're finally feeling like your power is under control. Try summoning something. Summoning something? Like what? Let's see. I think one of the earliest things they teach you to do is defend yourself. So maybe like some kind of force field? A what? Like an invisible shield. Every kind of magic has their own way of defending themselves, but I think a shield would be what's natural for you too. Well, that's right. We went over that in our study sessions. Remember, Michiko? Apparently not. I think it over and recall a section on defense early on in our textbooks. It didn't say anything about force fields or shields specifically, in fact. I'd found nothing about my particular brand of magic in those beginner texts. But it did cover various methods of summoning defenses. Now, what did I have to do? Calm yourself and focus? Seeing as I don't know enough about magic to start spouting off spells or the like, I decided to take a cautious approach. What spells even work in a situation like this? Trying to shout spells at random might be rather suicidal in case I do something right and blow up half of the street. I will myself to focus, taking deep and steady breaths. I try to drown out the sound that surrounds me. In my calm state, I start to feel something, like a pleasant whisper of a wind trying to catch my attention. Something inside me tells me to focus on that. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. I focus on imagining a shield all around me, protecting me. Holding a hand out almost subconsciously, I feel a surge of something. Power? And emanate from me briefly. The power seems to move out past my body and surround me. I can distinctly feel the presence of the guys without even opening my eyes, and it completely distracts me. Whoa! I open my eyes just in time to see a transparent green-colored spherical thing disappear around me. I stumble back in surprise and Shou catches me by the arm. Awesome! You did it! Your first spell! Now I can use that to protect you, if you can remember how to do it. But why did you stop when you'd gotten it? It was... I felt you guys. It was just a strange sensation. I felt like I could feel you guys. It's hard to describe. Oh, I've heard of that happening with some spells and type of magics. They say you can feel a person's aura or soul that way, though I never have. It's technically considered aether magic, I believe. Really? I look down at my hands, amazed that I really did that all. Is it possible for a human to have such power? Ah, that's right, but I'm not human. I try to shake off the bad feelings that are tainting my brief victory, but they still linger at the back of my mind. After being shown around a few more places, we finally head to a trendy coffee house in the upscale district. A coffee house that is all too familiar. When we sit down at the coffee bar, memories of my last day with Shizuka begin flooding back to me. I look over at the seats where we were just sitting a few weeks ago. Alright, Shou doesn't know the story. Michiko? Huh? We were asking what you wanted to drink. Are you okay? Oh, a nice coffee is fine. Everyone looks at me, seeming not to trust me completely. It's a little irritating, but I'm starting to understand that they're only concerned. With good reason, considering my last outburst. Get it together, Michiko. When the barista moves to take another group's order, I force myself to elaborate. These guys are always trying to help me. The least I can do is open up a little so they won't worry. I'm okay. I think I've been here before. Really? How is that possible? My mother. She asked me to meet her here a few weeks ago. I'd never been to this area before, and I came in a totally different way, but I'm sure this was the place. A silence falls upon the table as what I said seems to sink in. Every one of their faces serious. It's then I realized that I'd never told any of them about what happened between me and Shizuka. I look down at the counter. I want to, but the words just won't come. How can I possibly tell them about something like that anyway? I shake my head, not wanting to think about it, not wanting to remember the feelings of helplessness and fear. You know, Michiko, ever since I've met you, Shou is the person that has called out the main character's name multiple times, aka your name when you play the game. So that's kind of comforting. There's been this kind of sadness about you. I've always wanted to cheer you up, but I never knew what to do. But today's the first time I've ever seen you really happy before we came in here. Whatever happened between you and your mom? Well, we've all got parents and our own issues with them, so we can probably understand, at least a little. If you ever want to talk, that is. Oh, you're so sweet. I'm embarrassed by Shou's outpour of emotion, but I'm touched too. Thanks, Shou. One day, I'll take you up on that. You know, I keep so busy that I don't have time to think about much. Maybe you could do the same. Great advice, Tetsuya. Just run from your problems by working all the time. Kidding, I do that all the time. So, if you fill up your nights and weekends, you won't ever have time to think about the bad things until, you know, you're in the shower, or you're trying to go to sleep, or you're taking the dogs out to potty, you know. Solid advice, yet somewhat worrying. Oh, come on, Tatsu. Not everyone is a workaholic like you. Though I do agree. Tatsu and I are rarely home, and we almost never think about our problems. We live in blissful ignorance. Takumi stretches back and puts his hand behind his head, truly seeming happy with life. It's a gesture of lightheartedness that seems to stir something in the back of my mind. This place is hiring, actually. I work here, so I could... Shinji, you're so beautiful. So I could put in a good word for you. Seriously? You work here? I had no idea. But, I don't know. It's kind of shameful to admit this, but I've never actually had a job before. No, don't worry about that. There's plenty of people who don't get a job until later on, for one reason or another. And there's sometimes you just need to take a leap of faith. Something clicks in my brain then, some final piece of puzzle I didn't know I'd been solving. This nagging feeling of familiarity I'd been feeling with Takumi since we'd first met suddenly makes so much sense. Taku? Yeah? Hey, wait. You finally remembered me? I can't believe it took me so long. Holy crap! This is so awkward to do in front of the whole group. I guess I've just been so wrapped up in my own problems, but still, I'm so sorry. How could I forget you? You were... Hello there! Everyone jumps at the sight of the newcomer, except for Shinji, who calmly looks at the man as if he knew he'd be here. He seems to have literally appeared behind us, carrying our tray of drinks. He smoothly moves behind the counter and doles out the drinks with perfect accuracy. I'm Galen, the manager and owner here. I couldn't help but overhear that the young lady might be looking for a job. That's... I don't know, it's all so sudden. Now, there's no need to be shy. There's actually a few open positions here. If Shinji is recommending you, then there's no problem. Well, I actually don't even need a job technically, and with my studies, it's good to get all kinds of experience while you're so young, or so very young. And besides, Shinji and I really could use the help around here. Galen sighs rather dramatically. Good help can be so difficult to find. Well, okay, I guess you're splendid. I'll wait the application process and hire you immediately. Dude, can I seriously get a job this quick? Your girl needs a job. Galen produces a paper from seemingly nowhere and hands it to me. It has a checklist of requirements like ID and other legal papers. Bring those things in on Tuesday at 4 p.m. and you can fill out the rest of the paperwork then. Sir, if you have multiple positions open, I'm actually looking for another job right now. Could I please ask my assistant manager Shinji for a recommendation? Or if that doesn't work for you, you can submit an application instead. Ask Shinji? No way. Well, if you reconsider, you know where I'll be. Toodaloo. As fast as he can, Galen wiggles his fingers in farewell and leaves. What just happened? Tatsuya looks at Shinji and everyone looks at the two, expectant. Well, if you like a recommendation, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. If you'll ask nicely, that is. I'd rather go broke first. I'll submit an application. Aw, Tatsu, why do you have to be so stubborn? Takumi sighs and then turns to me. Congratulations on your new job, Michiko. And on finally remembering me. Takumi picks up his glass of juice and holds it up. It isn't as good as beer, but cheers! That's cute. I raise my coffee cup feeling a little silly, but also feeling happier than I have in months. I might have finally made some good friends here. At the time, I don't even notice the girl sitting across from me with bright blue earrings. Who are you and why are you stalking me? Chapter 5, Showtime. So cute. It's been almost a week since Shou took me to explore Chawa. Even as the days continue to pass, the memory of my time there continues to stay fresh in my mind. But I haven't seen much of Shou since that day. In fact, seeing him in class today is the first time I have seen him all week. He continues to send me texts every day, although they seem somehow distracted. But I've had a lot on my mind too, so I can't really talk. I've been wondering if I should tell everyone about my past, how I got my powers, and everything that happened to me. But the very thought makes my stomach feel like it's filled with lead. I wonder what the guys would think of me if they know what I really am. I know that at least some of them aren't human either, but to add to it all, I've been seeing much more of the other guys each day. And even though none of them said anything, I'm sure it was Shou who asked them to look after me. The classroom fills with chatter as students start filing. Aw, Shou cares so much. Hi, love. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see Shou. He's completely absorbed in reading something. It's strange seeing him now. It makes me realize how odd it is to not have him with me, even though it has been that long since we partnered up. Without him around, everything feels so empty and gray, like the world isn't as bright somehow. Which makes sense. He's almost like a literal dose of sunshine sometimes. In the back of my mind, I recognize this feeling, but I refuse to name it. I realize that I'm so wrapped up in my own musings that I didn't even notice that the class had started. It looks like no one noticed I was completely spaced out. I decided to push away any distracted thoughts and instead focus on the class. Right, kiddos, I think we're all ready to try out a bit of magic today. Now, not everyone's gonna be able to do this, but don't get discouraged if you can't. I sat up straighter at the professor's words. We're doing magic already. I can't help but feel excited at hearing that. Recently, I've realized that I've started becoming more enthusiastic at the very prospect of having powers. It's all because of Shou, though. Otherwise, I might still be afraid of losing control. And this is where we're gonna stop for today's episode. So far, it's quite unique how we want to tell the whole group about our past instead of like a single person at a time, which is quite interesting, and I don't mind that. It shows that she's developing friendship with all the guys. Not as much as relationship wise with Shou, but I feel like that's gonna happen eventually. I don't want it to happen too quickly, so I don't mind this pace. As of right now, I like it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.